What's up, YouTube? Smooth Criminal here. Thought I'd share my secrets. Ooh, no, gonna do some like how-tos, just kind of for the fun of it, for people who are looking for how-to videos. Everybody has their own little way, so thought I'd show my way. That might be helpful for someone who knows how to do it. So we're gonna start with the basics, the beginning, taking apart a casting. So pick your casting out that you want to take apart. You're going to want a few things. I'll show you what I work with, and I'll show you why. First, you're going to need a 1/16 drill bit. I'm going to turn the camera around so I can show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, you're going to want a 1/16 drill bit. That's this one right here. This is a bar of beeswax. I found it on Amazon. I think you can find it at Hobby Lobby also, and I'll show you what that's for in a moment. You're going to want something to drill it apart. You can either use a drill, or I use one of these. This is a drill press from Dremel. You mount your Dremel in there. The reason I have that is because I used to use a, let me see if I can get the camera down here. I used to use a drill, and if you look at this right here, I went through the casting, through the plastic window, and the drill bit went in right there and all the way to the end of my finger. There's still numbness along this path that the drill bit took, and when I pulled the drill out, there was meat on it. I bled. I got faint feeling, nauseous and sweaty, and yeah, it was bad. I didn't go to the emergency room because I don't do that unless you're dying, but that's me. Some people say I'm stubborn, but anyway, so I was like, I was nervous every time, because this is how some people do it, is like this. Oops. Let's see, with the drill bit in there. Well, that's what I was doing, and I was holding it like this with a smaller drill bit, but it went through the window into my finger. So I invested in this. I found it on Amazon. It's very simple to use. Just pull it down like that. So now we'll get started. Oh, this is something else. This is a face mask. I call it my Dexter mask. But I used to wear safety glasses like that, but I do a lot of cutting and grinding, and I was still getting stuff in my eyes, so I invested in this from Harbor Freight, and that works. And because you're going to want to be safe and not get stuff in your eye, hurt your fingers and stuff like that. So see if I can set this up so we can see what we're doing. Never done anything like this, so hopefully it comes out alright. I'll just start with this casting. What I do is I lay something down so that you can rest the car on it, so that it's flat like that. Then you'll get a straight drill in there. The drill bit will go in there straight. And what I do with this right here is I turn this on. Let me see, it might be too loud. Yeah, I'll do it off camera. But I turn it on, and I just slide it up on this as it's spinning, and it gets a coat of wax on there. Maybe I'll do it. I'll try to mute it on when I do this. So let me show you how it works. Okay, that was loud, so I couldn't talk. But if you notice how I just slid that up as it was spinning, and when you're drilling down, you just line up the rivets. There's a dimple in it already, and you just go down. Some people put this is just plastic on there. Some people I have seen where they use a drill and they'll put a little sleeve on the bit so that it won't go any further. I just eyeball it because sometimes it won't stay on this anyway. So takes a little practice to kind of get used to that part of it. But it just drill it down in there till you think it's deep enough. Try not to go all the way through. I have done that. I usually just epoxy the hole. But the next part of this little task is where I do use the drill. And any drill will work. I use this one. This is 10 years old. It was when I used to be a carpenter. 19.2 Craftsman. It's overkill for this. You don't have to have one that big, but I had it and I kept it, and it's a good drill. So see if I can get a good view of it here. And this is a 9/64 drill bit. It's what works for me. You can use a different size, but you just line it back up with the pilot hole. That's what we do with the Dremel and the drill, is start with the 1/16 drill bit to make the pilot hole. And then just drill down in there a little ways. Sometimes the rivet will just pop off. You don't want to go too far, because with the pilot hole, it's pretty easy to go a little too far. After you drill that down a little bit, just clean it out. Sometimes there'll be some metal shavings in there, so just kind of clean it out a little bit. And I use these. I found these at a pawn shop for $1. These little screwdrivers. I get a little flat one, and you can see how that it left a little piece. You just kind of dig that out. Be careful not to stab yourself. But once you get it all cleaned out, some of them will just pop off. Find a nice spot to just kind of stick the screwdriver in there and pry it off. And that's it. It's off there. So we'll just follow a few different tutorials on this. That's the basics of getting it taken apart. So there. This one I bought just to steal the wheels off of anyways. But that's basically it. Go back over what you'll need, or what I use. I use the Dremel drill press I found on Amazon for safety. Wood 16th drill bit, something to kind of level the car out. Pair of pliers works great for that. The beeswax, which I found on Amazon, to coat the drill bit. You don't have to coat the drill bit on the drill. A drill, cordless or corded, I use a 9/64 drill bit. Seems to work for me. You're going to want some type of eye protection, whether it's this or just safety glasses. I use this, like I said, because I do a lot with the Dremel on cutting and grinding, and I was still getting stuff in my eyes, even with safety glasses like that. Alright, I hope that kind of made some sense to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. Any clarification on any of this. I think maybe it went pretty well. Let me know what you think about that, and if you have different ways, that's fine. Everybody can take their twists and do it the way they do it. I learned stuff from Pooch Man. I think he does. A lot of people have learned from him, and that's the videos I saw first that kind of showed this, and I just put my spin on it, what works for me. So that's the basics. find what works for you and take some of these apart. You know, even if you just do wheel swaps, um, that's a good way to get started. The reason I do the pilot hole is I do tap um, these to put the screws in, and I'll do a tutorial on that also. Um, so stay tuned for more tutorials. I'm going to do pretty much from start to finish on what I do on basic customizing. Um, Eventually, I'm going to do some tutorials on how to do some major customs, you know, the cutting and chopping and stuff like that. So right now we're just going to start with the basics. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Thank you for tuning in. This is Smooth Criminal signing out. Be good or be good at it.